Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be hard to... His Shen was good. I don't know whether they'll ban Malphite again, basically.
We'll have to wait and see, as ladies and gentlemen, we are on to the Rift for Game 2 of this best of 3. Potential last game for XL. They need to try and pull something out of the hat and get themselves back on this. But so far, exact same bans coming out from both sides, but it's only been 3 so far.
Only been 3 so far. Getting rid of the Sejuani is an interesting one. I feel like Cadril didn't really have a great performance last game on Sejuani, to be fair.
Could be a comfort. You know,
yeah, I mean, he's played it a lot. He has played the Sejuani a lot. But there's the Caitlyn ban as well. So, a lot of different avenues to go down here. If you want to, we have seen a lot of bot lane first picks actually recently in the LCS and stuff like that. That is on patch 8.6 if I'm not mistaken, and this is 8.5. So we might not see that. But there we go. Okay, but I like that. I like the blind pick Sion there. It puts Igloo on something that he's better at playing, like these tanks, and. Yeah, that you can play that into anything. I mean, Sion, it's not like Sion is going to struggle depending what Sendu picks. Maybe they'll pick an Aatrox or an Urgot or something. But
don't do it.
I don't. It's pretty safe there. So nice first pick. Do they go for the Xayah Rakan here?
I was just about to say, because in the last game, both Caitlyn and Xayah were both banned. Now only the Caitlyn's been banned. So you have got an opportunity to take that incredibly strong bot lane in Xayah Rakan. Yes, the Sion is gone. But the Sion's most likely going into that mid lane. He's going to become the AD Galio as such in that mid lane of recent days.
It could be a flex, but I highly doubt they're going to stick Larson on Sion. I highly doubt that. Because they'll want him to carry. I feel like Diabolus has a much better chance of winning when Larson's, like a win condition when he's a carry. And I don't think Sion really offers that same kind of thing, but they could still do it.
Do it. Do it. No. I want to see Lucian back. He was so much fun.
Could be I mean, I don't think you'd blind pick Lucian mid.
No.
I don't think you'd do that.
Or top.
Or top. Or even AD carry, really. I don't think you'd blind pick Lucian.
Just don't think you'd pick Lucian at all, really.
But this is interesting here when okay, they're going for the Tristana again, Tristana Braum. So, I mean, we mentioned, I feel like if they didn't pick Tristana here, they would ban Tristana.
Yeah.
Like, I would say almost 100%, but I was kind of talking about that last draft as well, and it still went through. But I think Tristana is a solid pickup here. It means that if XL want to go for the Xayah Rakan, they're playing it into Braum Tristana, which, I mean, it's not a terribly hard lane. Oh, is Kai'Sa enabled?
Yeah, it is.
It is
2
enabled.
weeks since the release of the champion. Kai'Sa is available. Was played in LPL the other week. Rakan, though,
Xayah Rakan. All right.
Going to be locked in.
Now that's cool because Venza last game was playing something that needed his team to play around him, that was just chilling out in the lane phase. This is very much, all right, we're in the driving seat here. We're going to carry this game. We're going to win lane. And that's a tall order against Lexi, Smiley, and Hado. So I like it. I like that pick. A lot of confidence. I would say Venza was one of the better performing members of XL last game, and he's definitely good enough. Jewel and Venza are a very good bot lane duo. They're definitely good enough to be able to play a Xayah Rakan.
You'd hope anyway, considering how strong it is, and most duos will kind of like venture towards it. As we see the bans coming in now in the second phase, Skarner going to be banned away from Cadril and the Sejuani. So he's actually getting a lot of focus in this particular game.
He is getting a lot of focus. I wonder whether they want to. I don't know whether they would ban like Olaf or Zac here, but
I'm surprised we haven't seen Olaf.
Yeah, Olaf was getting a lot of priority in LCS and stuff like that, and I was gonna say I wonder whether they want to ban Olaf or Zac, and then maybe Cadril might pick the Kazakhs. And I would say that, I mean, I think Cadril's better on tanks than he is on carries. So I wondered whether that was what they were going for, but they're not. They're actually going to ban the Kazakhs away.
I was going to say, they still have to pick their jungler. There's the Zac ban I was expecting. I was actually going to say they're trying to basically pigeonhole so that they first pick their jungler here, and then they kind of leave up one last thing here. But honestly, in terms of meta junglers, it's kind of got to be Olaf right now.
As far as the meta kind of tier list would go, Olaf absolutely would be the next one here. But we have seen a bit more Nocturne in LCS and everywhere. We could see some pocket stuff here. We saw this out. Speedy ran this from Governors. I'm pretty sure Demo ran this as well. We'll be seeing him later today. But yeah, Nidalee pocket pick. This seems to be the UK scene pocket, is the Nidalee. Yeah. So fair enough. Jarvan into Nidalee. Nidalee is one of these champions who bullies enemy junglers. Doesn't really pressure through ganks, but bullies junglers, farms really fast. and pre-6 takes on basically anyone.
Yeah.
But she has a weakness in matchups where junglers who have level 6 power spikes, i.e. like damage damage spells like Lee Sin or Jarvan.
Kha'Zix, or even like, you know, kind of someone who can have high mobility or damage. Jarvan.
Yeah. Well, looping this round to the pick here with the Jarvan pick here. At level 6, when you have that ultimate, you have that extra oomph, depending on the build as well from Smiley. Smiley's picked it, but it's not going to be Smiley playing it. Depending on the build from Kadra, it'll probably be full tank, but it can be a hard one into Nidalee. Can be hard to play against as Nidalee. Yeah. But I mean, Nidalee is Nidalee, so yeah, I would say it's I mean, I think he's pretty confident in this matchup, honestly. I was going to say, like, he's got the, like you talked about, the early pressure. He's able to bully out the Jarvan. But like, do it, criminal mate. Last pick, counter picking the mid laner. Whoa, okay. All right. Well, I was going to say, Criminal's best performance so far this entire split was his victory against, I believe it was Misfits, who was like 8-1 and 12 or something, absolutely ludicrous like that. In a game they'd lost, he was so good on that champion. And it was one of the only times you've really seen Criminal step up and be like seen as a carry of the team. And Kassadin's a fairly easy lane. Jarvan, it's kind of hard to play against, but still, they whipped out the talent. I was very much not expecting that in the slightest. You've got to do everything you can, and obviously Cromel feels he didn't really have a great impact on Galio last game. We can honestly say that, and it wasn't exactly his best performance. But this talent pick, this could be honestly a great draft for the side of XL, and they have to do it now because you lose this game, you're done, your season's over. So you have to pull it out now. You have to pull out all the stops. Otherwise, there's no point even having those pocket picks. I mean, on the plus side, Talon into Kassadin. I mean, that is a very disrespectful blind pick from Larson to blind pick Kassadin. They're playing towards the split push there with him, but man, blind picking yeah. But to whip out the Talon as a response, that in itself is pretty bonkers, honestly. I mean, it's funny that we saw the Lucian hover coming through there in that draft as well. Yeah. That was the reason why Lucian mid gained popularity, is because he's so good into Kassadin. But Talon, I think they were BMing a little bit. I wonder whether it was like foreshadowing. Yeah. Whether they were like top 10 anime betrayals. Yeah. I like it though. I like the confidence from Larson, the first pick of Kassadin, because that takes balls in itself, and I like the response to be like, all right, I'll pick Talon. Well, like, you've got the utility with Rakan. You've got the consistent DPS with the Xayah. You've got the tanky frontline with the Cho'Gath. You've got the kind of, you know, pick potential with the Talon in Italy. It's a fairly kind of, you know, jack-of-all-trades comp. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about is the massive all-in potential coming out from Diabolus. You know, you've got the Scion rolling in, the Cataclysm from the Jarvan, you've got Braum ultimate, Tristana able to keep herself at a distance, and then Kassadin just comes in with just kind of picking people off. Yep. And I think Jarvan is an underrated pick into Xayah specifically, because even though Xayah is seen as somewhat slippery because of her ultimate, it's hard to get in on her, she can't ulti over a Cataclysm. Yep. So if Jarvan jumps in on her... terrain. Exactly. You can't go over walls or anything like that, even though you're flying through the air and that thing's like 2 feet high. There is no Z-axis in League of Legends. Right. That's what you got to remember. There's no Z-axis. I swear, yeah. When I miss my Lee Sin Q, when it's right through her, that there is a Z-axis in this game. But you must be pretty happy, though, with Lee Sin. The extra little 100 distance. Yeah, it does feel pretty... I saw it the other day, and I get caught out so many times now because I'm like, he can't hit me, and it's just like, he hit me, what the hell? But unfortunately, he's not in this patch. He's on 8.6, not 8.5. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I would love to see Lee Sin come out in the finals if 8.6 is the final patch. I think he's so far down the tier list though right now. But I mean, considering we've seen it be played, I mean, it's been played more than once as well. I think maybe even 3 times, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe at least twice. I know in the NALCS, Acadian on Optic and Lyra on Clutch, I believe. Lyra's playing for Clutch. Yes. Either way, they both played decent. Yeah. Well, so we could see it. We could see it, but we're not going to see it in this game. As ladies and gentlemen, we jump onto the Rift for Game 2 of XL versus Diabolus. Don't worry about the score lines. It is 1-0 to Diabolus, and they are on the blue side, not the red. Okay, and I'm thrown out completely as well now.
Yeah.
All right. So how many cliches got prepared for the do or die moment with XL? That was my one, do or die.
Do or die.
This is
go ham or go home.
Go ham or go, yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
Go ham or go home is a nice one.
I can't say what ham actually stands for, but
yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But it is, like you say, it is do or die. It is. These are the big pressure moments, though, where we see what teams are made of. If the investment is worth it, if the backhouse staff are worth their salt, and you know, it is up to the coaches, the analysts, and everything like that to reset the players, to put them into a mindset that it's not over. We can win this, and they know what they have to do. It's a big, big thing as well of not just picking these pocket picks, but knowing your win conditions as well.
Absolutely, and the question is now, is your castle made of stone or is it made of sand? Are you going to stay sturdy, be tenacious, or will you crumble under the level 1 cheese?
Yeah, here we go. The spear misses, but it's actually going to be a fight for the red buff. Actually, there's a smite going over to Cajal. He gets level 2, so actually nothing gained realistically for XL. And actually, Taxer.
Oh, boy.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
That is not... Oh, as I say that, though, does get an electrocute damage off, though. Cajal needs to be careful, but has got pots going and that red buff, so he should be just fine. But a little bit of a delay, a little bit of a split call as well. You saw the Rakan jump in for the engage, and then with Venzer, whereas Taxer was looking for the blue or for the red buff. So I feel like, again, we're seeing a little bit of split calls, and XL don't really gain much. If anything, they lose time with the Nidalee.
Yeah, that was thoroughly disappointing from XL. That is not the start you want, especially on a jungler that revolves around, relies on outpacing the enemy jungler and power farming. And that's not going to happen when you're no leash, just getting your blue buff at 2.5 minutes. I thought Cajal was being really smart there, looping back around to check on to see if anyone was standing around there, because he got the level 2. When you have the level 2, the EQ combo, Jarvan is arguably the best level 2 jungler in the game, because it sets you up. You know, you have the gap closer, you have the CC, you have the combo, you got the damage, but he ran into Taxer who was level 1 and just poked her with his spear and then ran away. It's like if he'd comboed, he probably would have got a flash, but either way, that's neither here nor there. Now we see what he's made of. Whether he's going to be able to come back from this one, because this is a pretty bad start, honestly.
I was going to say, though, but he's still equal in CS despite the start. So, like, despite the 20-second head start, Nidalee still proving that it's just such a god at just farming so quickly.
Well, Cage also recalled, so he recalled. He got his hunter's potion here, so he's basically they're equal, but he's got a back in and he's got that potion, so he can stay out here. I actually think this is quite a smart early buy to get that hunter's potion when you're playing against someone like Nidalee, because there's a high chance. Nidalee's quite a carnivorous jungler, like a predator, not the rune, but someone who preys on the enemy jungler, right? Like she'll invade the enemy jungler, she'll fight the enemy jungler, she'll pressure the enemy jungler, and if you are someone who gets low on health, that can be kind of scary, because Nidalee will just kill you. If she lands a spear on you and you're on like half health, you're basically dead. So having the hunter's potion here tops up Jarvan, who can get low in his clears. He's not got the best jungle clears, and then it means that it's much easier for him to stay in the jungle and not get really, really low and then just die to Nidalee, who randomly walks around the corner or something like that.
Cromel showing that this Talon pick is definitely going to hurt Larson. Already forced to go back fairly early. Has got TP, so shouldn't lose too much. As I say that, though, Smiley getting jumped on by Duel. Hado just playing defensive duties right now. Just needs to keep popping that Unbreakable, make sure that Tristana doesn't fall too far behind. Only about a 5 or 6 CS lead, so kind of to be expected given the early game pressure you get with Xayah Rakan. So Smiley, as long as he gets to 10 minutes, he's only about 10 CS behind, he's not going to be too unhappy.
Yeah, at this point, the losing lanes of Diabolus as far as matchup goes, the Kassadin into Talon is a losing lane, the Tristana into Xayah Rakan is a losing lane, anything into Xayah Rakan is a losing lane. So if you go moderately even, this is perfectly fine, and we're seeing Larson, he's keeping up. Criminal should get a bunch of CS here, but generally speaking, this is fine. I mean, if you're Kassadin, you're fine with this right now.
Yeah, we see Taxer already using that Nidalee to good use, going in, invading those Raptors, and just being a general nuisance in general. Duel now looking for another engage, and being able to get the knock up, but Smiley perfectly buffering the rocket jump. doesn't really give anything. And I like this with Duel. He's on a little bit more of a playmaking champion now, and he's on a little bit someone like, you know, that can jump in and jump out.
Yep. I think Duel has been one of the better supports as well, actually, in the Premiership. Like, he's really solid, and he's got a large champion pool, quite a deep repertoire of how he can, like, his play style, you know, what role he needs to be on a team. Which is, before the season started, there were team bios up on the ESL website, and the player to watch for XL was, in fact, Duel.
Yeah.
Thought that he would bring a lot to the, you know, well, speaks for itself, he's a player to watch. And I think he's definitely been that for XL. He has been the person who's come in. Huge shoes to fill, losing Dan the Man Orcs. UK superstar support. Second best Dan in the UK.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he honestly, he's done really well, and he's a really good player. And I think whenever you're talking about who's the best AD carry player in the Prem, because I've mentioned that honor goes to XT Smiley a lot of the time. People give that honor to him. One of the reasons why Venza is so good, why XL's able to rely on him as much, is because he's got Duel in his pocket.
Yeah, Duel able to enable his AD carries. So
Adriel knows this is up. Look where he's just chilling. He's just been sitting there for like 5 minutes, just like waiting for Nidalee to come into his jungle.
Yeah, they're gonna let it despawn as such. No real pressure, but you saw the XL and Diabolus' bot lane both rotating up. Larson rotating down as well. They're just trying to continue this pressure. Now I think this is going to be Taxers. I don't really think there's much Cagel can do.
No, Taxers pretty deep here.
Well,
it's a flash.
Cassidy jumps in and Nidalee jumps out. So Larson able to help secure that one there, but he loses a little bit of experience. You can see the kind of little advantages that are coming out from that. You know, yes, the Nidalee doesn't get the buff, but they draw everyone away from the lanes, draw away from the farm, and small little XP differences can be huge, especially in this early game.
Jules jump. Okay, cool. I thought it looked like he might even be tower diving. I was like, what's going on there? But I think this is a nice setup with Talon and Nidalee on the same team, is that Talon has mid priority. We might see a 4-man dive into the bot lane here. Yeah,
we are going to see a dive, but TP used straight away by the Scion. Cromel just trying to jump away. Taxer should be totally fine, realistically. Has got the pounce. And that's his teleport burn. They actually burn nothing on the side of XL, so good moves by them, recognizing they had the pressure. And now Choga gets a free lane to push.
Yeah, and Igloo doesn't have his ultimate, so when he TP's down in there and he's looking for the hard engage, all he can do is charge his decimating smash and have Nidalee jump out of it. So yeah, pretty unsuccessful. Losing your TP like that is pretty big as well, especially as it gives Sendo hasn't left. Like he didn't go anywhere. Sendo stayed in the lane. Igloo made the proactive play, nothing happened out of it, and that's a good advantage for Sendu right there. And
but one side gets it. You see mid lane able to be pushed out. Cassidy gets more safe farm. It will be equaled out because a massive wave will just go over to Talon, but I'll be curious to see how they deal with Sendu, because Cho'Gath is one of those very, very safe top laners, because he builds one of the most efficient stats in the game passively, which is health. You know, it works against magic, it works against attack damage. It's such a great stat, and I want to know how they're going to be able to deal with this, you know, Cho'Gath come into the mid-game fights where he's able to nearly one-shot Smiley if he can get on top of him.
Yeah, Cho'Gath is one of those champions who's just, he's so tanky, but like you say, it's so sad that you just said that you talked about someone stacking health, being able to one-shot the encounter. But that's the way it goes with Cho'Gath, I guess. Now, Talon is knocking about here. He's sitting around the red buff area. But Diablo should know, because he just cleared a pink ward there, and he walked over one in the tribush, so nothing gonna happen. But anytime that Criminal leaves the lane, anytime Talon leaves the lane and doesn't get anything from it, Larson's more than happy with that. Because Larson just wants to farm. Like, he's not even built the Seeker's, is it called Seeker's Arm Guard?
Yes, Seeker's Arm Guard.
Alright, he's not even built the Seeker's Arm Guard. He's not respecting Criminal at all, and he's still ahead in farm. But here comes the Kassadin with the roam here. Cagel's setting up as well for the lane gank. Maybe a reverse 4-man play here. It was XL's turn, now it's Diablo's
smell it. They smell it already. They know why would Kassadin leave lane? He has absolutely no reason to leave it. As I say that though, Larson putting down the pain under Cromel. We talked about the counter picks as such, but Talon really hasn't done much as such. As I say that though, Cromel under some serious pressure is able to parkour his way to safety. But already we're seeing big pressure already kind of swapped around. Cromel not able to deal with Larson, but Larson is lacking in the mana right now, so we won't be able to do those trades very often.
This is why when I mentioned the Kassadin blind pick, I said it was quite disrespectful, because you run the risk of having the counter pick in someone like Talon, who should absolutely obliterate Kassadin, at least
in theory.
In theory. But
Larson has got a Riftwalk and Flash, so he should be fine.
Not that apparently.
Yeah, not that And no one else from XL was rotating in, so wasn't able to quite capitalize on that. But looks like potentially a bot lane dive is in order. They want to get this tower and then possibly rotate it to a dragon.
One thing that, yeah, they're going to go for the dragon here. One thing that is good about having the Talon mid, or something that in theory as well is good, is having the mid lane priority that enables Nidalee to be able to invade the jungle. We saw that a little bit when Taxa was playing ridiculously aggressive to try and get Caedrel's second red buff. But even then, Larson collapsed and Cremil was still in mid lane. Like, you have to say that in those situations, Cremil at least should be able to stop Kassadin getting in onto Taxa there. Even if he can't join the play himself, at least he should be able to stop Larson getting in. But it's not really happened so far. So I'm interested to see how this Talon's going to be playing out as the game progresses. Because in the lane phase, when you have a champion that can roam really hard, when you have a champion that is able to push a lane out, leave it, run around, huge damage, burst enemy champions. When he's not been able to do that, and then when the lane phase ends and suddenly roaming around becomes a lot harder, roaming around is trickier in the sense that you don't necessarily know what's going down, because the game becomes less structured, less organized, because the lanes are flopping all about the place. So how he plays this game going on will be interesting to see, because I don't even think he'll be able to match Kassadin, so that'll be a bit scary.
See now, bot lane and top lane both have their solo laners in it. Igloo, though, going to be forced to flash, and ultimate TP coming out from Larson as well. Taxer gets jumped on, but they do jump back onto Larson, and that's first blood, and Igloo has no flash, no ultimate, and no way out as he sees himself in a grey screen.
Really nice collapse there by XL. A little bit too ham by Larson. Larson saw the opportunity. Well, there was an opportunity. He saw something that he thought was an opportunity, jumped in, and nothing happened. But on the positive side for Diabolus, yes, they lose 2 members. Yes, that's first blood, and I believe it was first break, but it may not have been.
They got first break before in the bot lane.
Okay,
they already got that.
So it was a tower, but not quite the first break. But on the plus side for Diabolus, they'd already secured the Rift Herald. And that is the perfect setup for Rift Herald right there. It genuinely does not get better than that. Unless someone from XL had DC'd and they could have kept pushing. But having a free lane to get 2 towers at this stage of the game, when the game was pretty close.
Yeah.
That's massive for them. So all in all, pretty equal there. And if you're Diabolus, you have to be happy with how this game's going so far.
Yeah, you got to be pretty happy. XL are probably looking at Nidalee right now. Taxer, not really necessary to jump in on that.
Bit too
overzealous. They give over a free kill, so first kill for Diabolus going over to them, and that will actually be the Jarvan picking that one up as well. So able to get him closer to that kind of tanky, one-shotty moment as well, kind of the mid-game where he still has damage, which is relevant, as well as being tanky enough to withstand a lot of kind of re-engage.
Yeah, I'm honestly not 100% sure what the Jarvan pick was specifically. All right, Camille, let's go for the assassination, mate. Do your Talon stuff.
Yep, does get another one. Forces the heal, only for his ultimate, so definitely got a summoner.
All right, I'm going to put a little note down here. Things Camille has done
on Talon this game.
And I'm going to say right there, heal for ulti. And then post-game, we'll read off this list and we can analyze just how Camille's Talon went down. Because, I mean, so far it's not really been too successful.
Well, just to bring kind of up on this topic, because we are in a little bit of a lull of the game, we talked about, XL as a team, and we talked about kind of, more specifically, Cromel not really stepping up to the mark. And we've seen it week in, week out, where he's 1 or 2. Actually, I was going to stop myself very quickly there, so everyone seems to be jumping in. They're going to get the silence and the knock-up. But yeah, like Cromel, he doesn't seem to be able to kind of step up with the rest of his team. And, not to put too much pressure, too many harsh words against him, but like, you know, it definitely hinders a lot of the time in terms of the draft, in terms of what he can actually play.
And I think considering it's the mid lane as well, if that's not really firing for you, then it really hinders a lot of what else you can do as your team.
Especially when you're going up against such like really big mid laners that we have in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, Larson right here he's such a good mid laner, but there are so many, like you say. Special for Misfits is really good as well.
Godbro, who was on Wind and Rain.
Yep. Godbro, I believe he's left Wind and Rain now.
Yes, I do believe.
But either way, Godbro, really good. Karis Gree,
yep.
Enclave, there's too many good mid laners.
Yeah. Out of 8 teams, we've named literally about half of them. And we you know, if we were able to look into it, we'd definitely be able to look at stats on it. And you know, it's just kind of Krumel. He's not able to step up to the plate to challenge those guys.
But I like, even though I'm not 100% convinced on the pick, I like the fact that they're not just being like, okay, Krumel, you're relegated to Waterboy now. Yeah. They're actually like, Krumel, that wasn't a great game, but we still have faith in you. We still trust you. We still value your contribution to this team, and we feel like you can win us a game. Pick that talent, Krumel. Do it. And I like that they've done that to him. Whether or not it works out is another question, but I like that they did it.
you gotta risk something, and you know, having faith in your mid laner who might not be performing at the top of his game is definitely one way to try and gel the team. Because like you say this works out for XL. So they say they take the series 1-1. You're looking on the side of Diabolus kind of going, Jesus, what are we going to do now? As I say that, though, we're going to have to come back a little bit of a trade onto Hado. But like I said, like, you know, this could have a massive momentum swing in the series if Krumel can actually get something going for him on this talent.
Right now, he's actually splitting against the Sion as well, which is a lot easier for him because Sion can't kill him. I mean, he can't kill Sion either, but I feel like if he tried to match Larson, he would probably just die, honestly. I don't
know. No magic resistance, yeah, he'd probably definitely die.
Yeah. But still, that's Dragon picked up for... Wait, was that Diabolus?
XL.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, that's gonna... Oh, wait, so XL is both dragons, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Don't let the labels, yes, don't let the labels fool you. They have swaps.
yeah. I was so confused there. Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, another dragon going over to XL, that's nice. And actually Cloud honestly enables Krumel quite nicely there. Because it's the... Is it still out of combat move speed on this patch, or is
No, it's the new one. It's both. It's both.
It's
so
both.
You get 2% in combat stacking, so they now have 4% in combat, and I think it's a extra 6% out of combat, so they actually get 12% out of combat move speed. So, like you said, it's actually going to be pretty good for Taxter and for Krumel because it means they can get around the map faster.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's a pretty good combination to have. I'm not sure... Can we have a cheeky look see at what the next dragon is, please?
Yeah, nice sweeping shot. Nice sweeping shot towards the dragon pit, and there it is.
It's the Infernal.
Thank you very much, observers.
Yeah, well, they're nice people, aren't they? Maybe we should feed them today.
I don't know. I've seen some mistakes. You know, I'm joking. They've been fantastic, and always are. But coming up into just under 19 minutes, so about the 20-minute mark of the game, we actually see Banner of Command picked up immediately by Sendu. I actually really like that pickup because it's Larson who's going to be in the side lanes most of the time, and that means it's going to be very difficult for him to actually deal with those side lane pressure.
I mean, no one can really deal with the Banner minion, that isn't Tristana, honestly. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's a really good choice, and I mean we
equaled.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, this is going to be hard for anyone. Can you eat a Banner minion?
Yes.
All right, nice.
You can.
I mean, it's true damage, right? So you could be able to... Well, I'm guessing that's what he just did.
Literally what he just did. Good man, Sendo. He's listening to us.
Nice. Well, here comes Talon. He's actually going in for Larson top lane.
With the Nidalee on the backside as well. Cadril coming in to try and deal with it off on the backside as well.
That was his flash, though, actually.
Yeah?
That was his flash. Respect Krumel for going for the play. He saw it. He went for it. Very nice. He's almost got his Dustblade power spike as well, so Yumu's Dustblade coming through here. This is still the old Dustblade. Thank you. Thanks to I said it like I was confident, but
you looked at me and you were like, am I right? No, 8.6 is the new Dustblade, so which is still crazy damage on the Dustblade. Great for melee champions. I think at level 18 it gives you an extra... I think it's crazy amounts of damage on the initial burst as well. So
I mean,
I will look up the exact number.
When he completes it, it's going to be around like 300 at this point, probably. It's a lot right here. It's pretty big for Talon to get, honestly. So We are seeing Ninja Tabbies coming through from the entirety of the Diabolus lineup. At the 20-minute mark, literally everyone on the enemy team, if you're Camille, has a Ninja Tabby. So sitting there as a talent, you think to yourself, well, yeah, that's kind of tricky.
Very tricky indeed.
XC Smiley's like completed one item and then bought the Ninja Tabby.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a strange name for a fat off tank item, Ninja Tabby. What's ninja about? Just it made sense when they had dodge on it, right? When they had the dodge and you get dodge seals
that was
and the boots on
long time ago.
Yeah, that was very long ago.
We're coming up to the 10-year anniversary, actually, I think. Next year. Yeah, Riot 10 years old, I think.
I know Shen is 8 years old. Like he honestly, he's a few years from going to secondary school.
Yeah.
That is something, right? If that doesn't make you feel old.
I just have this vision of like everyone getting a school skin when they go to school. That'd be great.
That would be really good. We have the academy skins.
Yeah.
Echo, Ari.
But now it'll actually make like chronological sense.
Yeah.
But I just looked up very quickly as we're in a little bit of a lull of the game. Dustblade does do at level 18 extra 320 AD.
Ooh.
So it's pretty disgusting on someone who wants to one-shot you like the Talon.
Yes, absolutely. Plus, let's not forget the vision it gives you.
Yep.
Oh, here comes the face check. Pedro, you're dead.
Nicely comboed. Great ultimate as well from the Rakan, and everyone tries to go back in on top of this. Larson isn't quite here. Camille thinks about going in, but thinks the better of it. That's jungler down. That's Baron.
That is, my friend, Baron going over to XL, although I don't think Diabolus are going to give this one over for free.
Yeah, TP coming in. They're actually going to back away a little bit. Baron, though, I can't quite see the health bar of it, though. It's just below half as everyone's starting to come in. Sendo tanking up. They're trying to keep him healthy. Taxer is going to land the spear. They're going to force Larson to jump out, but they're trying to jump out everybody on top of him. No, Smiley isn't in this fight. He hasn't joined in yet. It's a double going straight over to XL. And that is a huge fight for them. They pick up 2 more kills. Cadril is alive, though. They've got to reset the Baron. They're trying to jump onto Igloo. Taxer isn't in the pit, and he is going to fall. Ooh, they have to heal him quite quick. They will pick up nothing else from it, but XL coming out strong. Don't quite get the Baron, though.
Diabolus delayed it, and that was the important thing. That's all they wanted to do. Despite going into a team fight where Diabolus were lined up like dominoes and then knocked down, it's fine, you don't lose the Baron, that's all Gucci. And look at XC Smiley, he's getting the mid lane as well. So beautiful stuff there, almost picking up Tax on the backside there. That was like a tad bit unlucky. But I like that. That was good proactive play from XL there. But here we go, so the Baron play starts, and you don't want to sit on this Baron because that's risky. You're going to take a lot of damage from it at this point. Let's turn. So they do turn. They're fighting in a choke point, the perfect place to fight when you got all these feathers flying around. I don't know why feathers do so much damage. They're actually one of the less threatening things in this world, but apparently they slice through the enemy team. Maybe it's like that geezer from Austin Powers who throws his shoe.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's like that.
There's so many callbacks right now. So many massive kind of cultural things.
I mean, Austin Powers is a gem.
Yeah, it is. But we are going to quickly go into the team fight that is most likely going to...
They have the Cho'Gath.
Yeah, they have got the Cho'Gath. Oh, they're actually not going to need it. Because they did not... Well, they did need it, but they didn't quite use it optimally. It did go down to about 195 health. And that is going to be Infernal and the third Drake of the game going over to XL, who have now swapped over on our overlays.
Oh, nice.
So now we actually have some, no more confusing things. But we do have another pause coming out in this game. And XL, they are not taking this one lying down. 2,500 gold up. They've got the Cho'Gath. 2-item spike now coming up for the Xayah, or 3-item, I should say, as she builds up towards that IE.
That's going to be a big one as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge one. Absolutely huge. But I wanted to say as well, like, that choke point, you mentioned it as well, it's a great place for those feathers. Smiley couldn't get near that fight either. And the amount of low health bars that were available to him, if he had gotten 2-3 auto attacks, a couple of resets, he would have been able to decimate that team. But the fact that he had to back away, not go near that choke point, meant that the fight 100% went in XL's favor. Yeah,
and that's the thing when there's such a huge front line from XL as well. It's kind of hard just to get in. And when Rakan's doing his little jiggy thing and then charms everyone, if you're near that and he's got flash, you die.
Yeah.
You're just generally dead. You have to respect that. And plus, good old Camille here, the true carrier of XL, like we've been saying all along. I mean, he had a lot of threat in that when that team fight first happened. I don't believe it was quite that choke point one, but when the first initiation happened, when Cadril died, Camille was around the blue buff area, jumped over the wall, bombed it towards XT Smiley, who just immediately ulted him away. And that's your self-pill gone.
Yep.
The only other way to save yourself after your ultimate's down is to jump out of the fight. And if you jump out of the fight, honestly, the way these fights are going, you may as well have died. Because you're not contributing anything in that situation. And if you try and jump over like a wall, he's just going to jump over the wall with you. He's just going to follow you. So it's, you know, and that's really good. Even just having that pressure. Sometimes people see things in black and white, you know, or white in grey and white maybe. Death or life, you know.
Getting a bit real on me here now.
If you don't kill someone, they view it as a mistake. But sometimes, honestly, if you just get someone out of the fight, they're basically dead. They're not contributing to that. We saw that in the previous game as well, when that whole kind of Baron dance lasted like 5 minutes. Fantastic stuff. I love that one. But a lot of that happened because initially, when XL turned on it towards the end, it was because Diabolus had blinking health bars.
Yeah.
They were all really low. No, they weren't dead, and that's actually why Diabolus was able to come back. But still, blinking health bars.
So what you're saying is,
get them low.
If Smiley isn't killing people, he may as well be dead. He's dead to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Something to that effect.
I mean, honestly, if Talon forced him out of the fight, he's not contributing. So even though Talon's sitting there, he's not. It doesn't seem like, you know, this list is pretty short right now.
Yeah.
Can you see that it's pretty short? I've got 4 things written down plus the title, which that looks like a 4th thing. If you were to hand this in as a project to your teacher, you could probably use that as like in the word count. And also, have I written any contractions here? I actually haven't, but that's a good way to get more words as well. Oh, should I write my Twitter in there, right? Production's telling me.
Hang on. You write your... Oh, my God.
That is the worst @ symbol I've seen in my life.
Oh, is it? Yeah, it is backwards.
Box. How do I spell? Wait, don't go back into game yet.
There we are. Oh, you can't see it. Now you can.
All right, you can go back in there.
And now we're back in. Had a little bit of a lag issue for one of the XL players, as we are coming back into this one now, and coming into the 25-minute, I'm making kind of like little mental notes of where the game stands. You know, that kind of way, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Shogun's getting pretty big. He's got the attack speed slow with the Frozen Heart. He's got the Banner of Command to deal with the Scion, the cast and the lane push. He's getting pretty big. Nidley actually went with Rod of Ages. You've got the 2 armor pen items onto your mid laner on the side of XL. Then we flip out over and we look at the side of Diabolus. You've got a little bit of tankiness on your Jarvan, but not a huge amount. You haven't got as much that you would probably like, and that's going to mean
the
lack of vision is going to end up going for XL, going for this Baron. They can actually burn this pretty quickly with just a 3-man.
Yeah, and if they see that the Zion and Rakan are on the map, they see them in the lane, they're probably not expecting this.
Sion has something up. They know that's going down just now. Duel trying to just zone away. They will get the Baron. Wow. Larson nowhere near. Did not want to TP in. XL with the great play. That's what we were expecting to come out from these guys. The great macro play from the side of XL.
Oh,
we've lost it.
They did pick Nocturne in the end.
Ah, darkness! There we go.
It is. I can see it now. Beautiful stuff. I don't know whether that was on the stream end or just us. Either way, we're back in the room. Yeah.
Hopefully.
I was interested to see with Tax's Ison build here, after he finished the Rod of Ages, whether he would go into even the Ardent Sensor at this point. I know that sounds a little bit strange, and it's not necessarily in Nidley's wheelhouse to not get damage.
But it makes sense.
Exactly. The more organized teams are, the harder it is to play Nidley, you know?
I think Rakan's getting it.
Oh, that will be... Yeah. Okay, that's fair enough then.
I just saw the Aether Wisp and I was just like, I don't want to cut you across, but I think...
No, that's fair enough. It is... Let's play one of these items on Nidley where if you're ahead and if you're able to jump in on people, you can genuinely one-shot them. It's really good on her, but you have to be able to jump in, and the coordination that teams have in competitive play, it can be hard to do that. If you don't land your spear, you can't do that either. But honestly, I have faith in Taxa, man. Tax has done so well this game, considering the start he had when he was already on the back foot, when he invaded and died.
Oh,
here they go.
Here we go. Great charm. They got Larson. He's going to have to flash away. Ignite taking down on them. He is out of the fight. Like you said, can't do damage. And now they're able to push in onto this inhibitor. Igloo nowhere near this fight at the start. There's a Banner of Command Baroned up minion at the backside, so they are going to be able to melt these turrets. XL excelling with this team push and able to pick themselves up what you would imagine will be an inhibitor very, very soon. And perfect kind of Baron play.
The Baron, there, boom, it's gone. Beautiful stuff. We were talking about XL being the superior macro team, and I would say they're winning this game off the back of macro. Very nice stuff there. Forcing, again, like you said, if you force someone out of the fight, they're basically dead. And Larson, he used his flash, he did survive, but they get the tower. They get the inhibitor. He may as well have died there, honestly.
That's literally it. Like, he's so low that he can't contribute anymore, and then the entire side of Diabolus have to back away because they haven't got that damage. And that's actually, you know, it's a testament to what you said, because either side do that, where it's, you know, one person doesn't quite, you know, die, but they don't have enough health. They are going to have to back away, and there's just, you know, so many little things that can go wrong in these games. But I like actually what Sion's done. He's kept his two minion dematerializer. They are demons. They are bloody demons on this patch. But, you know, able to keep that push, so it means that if he ends up going into a side wave, he's not going to be too far away from getting that kind of, you know, knockdown. Yeah,
I feel like the dematerializers. Well, I'm just going to repeat what you said. Yep, good point. You covered it. But there's also a banner of command on Sion, right? So they help with that too. But wait, sorry. Ignore, not Sion, Koga. You know what I'm trying to say.
Exactly. You know,
yeah, something like that.
Something minion dematerializer helps with
something demon minimizer.
Demons.
Yes, that's the one. I want to see how moving on here, how Diabolus play their team comp, because they've drafted towards more of a... I mean, well, I'm just going to focus more on the mid laners here from both sides, really. Both these mid laners are more split push champions. Larson is playing a Kassadin, who is very slippery, but also is very good in these 1v1s. He wants to split push. He doesn't have the Lich Bane, and he's probably not going to build it for a while here, so his tower sieging potential is a little bit low, but it's fine. He can still do what he wants to do. Either way, he's not really able to contribute too much into these team fights. I actually think Cho'Gath is a really good pick into Kassadin, because Kassadin is one of those slippy geezers who you can't really lock down. But if you just yell at him with Cho'Gath...
With that 2-second silence.
Exactly. That's... I mean, not only do you get that 2-second silence, but then you can follow it up. Although, having said that, the player to watch, Mr. Jewel, the Jewel in XL's crown...
Yep.
He's been phenomenal in these engages in Rakan.
Yeah, and looks like he wants to go again. Does have the escape. Cagel does get knocked up, but Shendo with that extra movement speed, not able to go onto Hado, though, taking a lot of damage, and he gets deleted straight off the bat. He just couldn't really go anywhere. No flash, didn't want to burn the exhaust. Larson just kind of in his own little world right now. He's going to have to try and push in that wave as much as he can. And now he has to back away because the rest of XL are rotating. But another Infernal Drake coming down here for XL. That's going to be double Infernal and double Cloud, as the next one is going to be the Elder as we're going past the 35-minute mark. But XL, they won't be too bothered about losing those outer structures because of the fact that Diabolus are looking for that kind of, you know, split push pressure. They know that it's pretty much going to happen.
Yeah, and I think losing a tower like that isn't a huge deal, because it's unlikely that Kassadin's going to be able to set up a push that goes towards that inhibitor tower. So it's almost like, yeah, whatever. You can take that tower. You'll get like 1,000 golds for your team. Whatever, you know?
Yep.
And I think at this point as well, considering they essentially decided to go for the Infernal Dragon instead, that is such a huge win condition for XL right now. I mean, at this point in this game, all XL need to do is find a way within the next few minutes of this game to not throw it all away and just chill out. They don't even need to go for Baron at this point. They don't even need to contest that. Just chill out and then wait for the Elder Dragon. Because Elder Dragon's a lot easier to kill than Baron. If they want to go for that, it's going to go down so much faster. They'll be able to probably squeeze it out, sneaky deaky, all that beautiful stuff.
How many more Simonons can we get for that?
That's what happens. See, some people think I'm creative. I just can't speak. So that's what happens when I forget how to England. But either way, Elder Dragon XL wins is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but like honestly, I don't even think they need to, like, I know you said they don't even have to go for Baron, but I don't think the side of Diabolus can even go for it right now. You're, 5,000 gold behind, or maybe 4,500 gold. The Xayah is massive. 4 crit items effectively on this Xayah is ridiculous. Ardent Sensor picked up. You've got the heal and the attack speed boost from Taxer as well. So there's a load of little things that can kind of, you know, go their way. And the Lich Bane onto Taxer as well means that when he jumps onto a carry, he's able to do so much as well. Cadril, look at that spear. It's ridiculous damage.
Yeah, that was huge. I mean, oh, there's the pause. Cadril hasn't really been able to do too much this game, but his itemization kind of shows that he's just like, yeah, well, I'm just going to try and play around the XD Smiley show. But this is what we were talking about with him. We don't... When I was advocating for the Tristana ban here, it was because, what did I say about XD Smiley and the way he plays Tristana? You know you're a guaranteed win condition because it's a safe champion who can farm and who can carry.
Yeah, well that's literally it, because the longer this game goes on, yes, the Xayah is not going to be bad, but the Tristana range, the extra crits, like all the extra attack speeds boost she can give herself, it's just small little things like that that can just absolutely, you know, decimate you in these late game team fights. But we have unpaused. We should hopefully see a little bit of Engage Igloo trying to jump. Oh, actually duel, but he's so slippery. There's no real way you can get rid of him. Cadril almost blown up there as well. As you fight me, I fight you, and they're actually going to get the Talon jumping up the Smiley. He gets so much damage, and
I did it! He got a kill!
He did it! It finally did it! Dot it down. Official papers. Someone tweet at Esports News UK. We need to have an article about this. But in the end, XL come out big time with 3 kills. The Baron. And honestly, they can honestly look for a really big push, start knocking down a lot of these structures, and then set up for the Elder Drake.
What a catch right there. Two force leading into the catch right there. So Cadril thinks he can get this one. He goes for that cheeky EQ flash and he gets it. But how do you plan on locking down a Rakan
with every single
He's got everything up. Yeah, he's got his double dash up, and it's into Xayah, so he can dash like 10,000 range. He had his W as well, yeah, and just completely wasted from 2 overforced here.
And then
at this point, and this is the re-engage right here. So Jewel doing amazing as he's done all game really. Catches out Haddo, and Criminal gets in there. And just completely, like, that was a perfect kill, because not only does he actually kill the AD carry, he also put last on himself as well, which basically meant the rest of his team was fighting a 4v3 without any carries. So beautiful stuff right there. Criminal, mate, absolute legend. He's done it.
Yep. MVP of the entire Premiership. We don't even need to see the finals.
But there's only one player in this entire game on XL's team who has 100% kill participation, and he's fully deserved it.
He's why I made him my player to watch in that article. Right, you know, like it's just he's definitely someone that I feel but definitely performs best when he's able to make those plays, when he's able to kind of jump in with the safety of knowing he can jump out. And we see the pressure now coming down as XL. What inhibitor? It wasn't even there. Now they're looking to try and push in onto that bot side. Turret's still fairly healthy. No dematerializers left though.
XL just want to chill. They don't want to overforce and engage here, because they absolutely do not need to. Because they've got the Baron.
Oh, Larson gets charmed, and it's actually Haddo who pays the price. That's going to be an inhibitor turret on the bot side dropping. Larson tries to jump back in, but he will not be able to get anything. A huge silence into a quadra kill for Venzer, and that is all she's going to write about this one. Full clean ace for XL. We're going to a game 3.
Screw playing it safe. Just go for the engage. End the game right there. Another kill picked up from the Criminal, but a huge Feather Storm. A huge Blade Caller. Venzer with the quadra kill to finish off the game. Beautifully done. That's how you bring a game back. A bit of a disappointing first game, but going 14-1 in the kill score right